So we also put I also put in some Jerusalem artichokes there, and they have room to spread away. I also have pokeberry that I'm just picking and using it as mulch, and some things that I'll eventually get rid of, but right now they're ground cover as I'm trying to design this space. This bed over here is an experiment. We get a lot of wash out here, and just trying to build up the soil. I planted some seeds and herbs, and I think that's a squash that came out of the compost heap that I put in here, because there's a little bit of lasagna and it's gotten washed out because I put stuff from the compost. Something from the neighborhood got into it, like a raccoon or who knows, and dug like a hole, so I got to build it up. Again, this is just anything I can do to try to build up the soil and start to try to make it better. It's a process, even if I get nothing from this, but maybe a couple of herbs to move somewhere else, like a seedling bed. Over here was the first woodland bed that I built. We just had a storm yesterday, so forgive all the sticks everywhere. But I'll find uses for all of them. Anyway, when we first moved here, this area was overgrown with ivy, just completely. And there were some althea bushes, otherwise known as Rose of Sharon, that were very thick, and I thinned them out because I love that plant. It reminds me of one of my grandmothers, so I'm definitely going to keep it. But I just began, planting a bunch of ferns and Lenten roses, and this thing I keep trying to get rid of. And I've been told by my daughter what this is. She works at a wholesale nursery, and I cannot remember it, but it's one of those bushes that takes over. If you know what it is, feel free to tell me in the comments. But I've been basically getting rid of ivy. This whole yard, that kind of thick ivy, by laying cardboard and bringing in mulch and building beds with sticks and whatever, and planting ferns and Lenten roses, and hoping they'll kind of just take over and be a little peaceful little area. That's a heritage Lenten rose that I got from a friend, someone my husband works with, and it's awesome. I had somebody say, well, those sticks and all are just going to rot down and you'll have to replace them. To me, that's the part of permaculture. It helps feed the soil, and as I'm trying to grow up the soil, it helps with that process. And then also, when things get a little rotted or a lot of bugs on it, I can throw them into the chicken run, and the chickens love it. So that's just a little tour of things that I have going on around here. I should have put up a before picture, and I wish that I'd taken before pictures, but the yard wasn't bad as it was. It was just kind of a jungle, which is fine. It's good to have spaces like that for our animals, but I'm trying to make a space where we can kind of coexist, and I can grow some food, some beneficial things in my backyard for my family. So yeah, this right here, I forgot to say earlier, is a spice bush, I believe. It's, I think it's kind of related to the anise, or people use it like you would anise seed. So I planted it a couple years ago when I built this bed. It hasn't bloomed yet, so we'll see. Now that we have that tree cleared, we might have a little more sun, that maybe I will see something from it. And I'm noticing over there, I thought I saw another seed planting that appeared next to the bee balm. But that might be just wild violets. But I am seeing nasturtiums come up here and there that I've planted in the ground with seeds, which makes me feel hopeful. It makes me feel like I'm doing some good things for the soil. I have the compost bin back here behind the coop, and I need to make another compost bin because this one's about full. And I'm kind of a lazy composter. I really like the chop and drop method and use it a lot. And I also have brought some of the coop bedding when I've cleared it out and put it into the run and just let them break it down some more. And then I bring wood chips and pile that on top. And then whenever I need soil, I go in there and get it and pot it up. And that's where I started my seeds from the community garden this year. That I got, the majority of them were from last year's plants. And then I did order some from Baker Creek this year. So just the typical pallet compost bin. And I'm gonna build another one behind it. So anyway, that's a little tour, and thanks for being with me today, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day.